Hi, and welcome back to News Bytes. I'm Emily, and we're back to the regular Design Academy schedule. And this week we're going to start getting into Acts. I will say though that to go through Acts with us, you will need to become a partner at the Zion Tabernacle website, which will be linked below. And there you will not only be able to watch the live streamed meetings, but you'll also have a chance to become a Zion Academy student if you wish, and participate in the meetings that way as we work through the book of Acts. There's also a lot of other great content though on the site that you'll have access to, like hours of verse by verse Torah Midrash, which has quiz modules to go along with that, which is also part of being a Zion Academy student. There's also a lot of seminars on there about prophecy, Bible prophecy, last days stuff, which is pretty important to know. And lots of discipleship programs too. So there's a lot on there that you can use as resources to dig deeper into the word, verse by verse, what the word says, and then also get to know Yahweh's character. So if you're really serious about being a student and you want to give to the ministry, you could just go to the Zion Tabernacle, become a partner, and it's cheaper than a Netflix subscription. So, we want it to be affordable for people. I also want to add too that from now on, the last Shabbat meeting of every Hebrew month will be a live public presentation from Eliyahu, and we're calling those timely public presentations. They will be on current events, prophecy, things to kind of keep up to date on what's going on with the world and whatnot, and kind of just giving a space where Yahweh can speak to us, where it's just basically a timely message, a word from Yahweh. And those will be streamed live and free on public streaming platforms such as Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, and some of our other websites, and links for that will be also down below. So, you can join us at the end of the month. Now, back to the newsletter. We're starting this one in Acts chapter 1, and it is called The Ascension and Acts of the Emissaries. Okay, so let's start. From Eliyahu. Shalom, friends. Now what? That might have been what the emissaries were thinking as they walked from the mountain called Olivet across the Kidron Valley up to Jerusalem. Their destination was the upper room where the rest of the core group of Yeshua's followers were gathering. These emissaries of Yeshua were returning from an amazing but still abrupt end to the years that they had spent walking with Yeshua from place to place throughout the land, declaring the kingdom of Elohim. They had just been with him on the mountain, enjoying his physical presence with them as they had done so many times before. Now, though, they were receiving final instructions from him before his departure. Then it happened. As they stood there looking on, they watched him in his actual resurrected glorified body ascending up into the sky. Soon he was caught out of their vision into the clouds. Even through the awe of the spectacle, they must have felt a profound sense of loss in seeing him go, followed by an even greater sense of responsibility to pick up and carry the torch he had passed on to them, to bear witness to the world of all they had seen and heard. They did not yet know all that would entail, or how long it would take to actually realize the kingdom. But they knew that when the work was finished, he would come back again, the same way they had seen him leave. Angels appeared to assure them of that when it had happened. And ever since then, the emissaries, and all who received their message, have clung to that hope as a lifeline through the trials of this world. Okay, just imagine being them for a second. Your best friend who you love more than anything, and who loves you, and spent all this time with them for years, is going up into the sky, and they just disappear. They're gone. That would suck. But anyways, regular people would think, oh, your friend's gone, you're not going to see them for years, they're no longer with you, you're going through all these hardships and trials and sufferings for their sake. Most people would forget about that person. Most people wouldn't endure for that, But Yeshua was not a regular man, and the love that they shared was not a superficial love. And this to me is a testament that Yeshua was not a regular man for all those who don't believe he was. Because do you know anyone who would faithfully spread the gospel and even die for it, and even never seeing Yeshua physically, naturally, in the world, through their natural life again, and give up their worldly possessions and a normal life for him if he was just a regular man? Would anyone do that for just a regular man? No, they wouldn't. Because Yeshua is not a regular man. And he offered them hope, redemption, and so much more, and eternal life with the Father that is real. And they knew it was real. It's more real than anything you can see, touch, or feel. And that's why they picked up the torch after he left. That's why they gave their lives for the mission. Because they had something real, and they knew they did. You wouldn't do that for a regular man. If he was just a regular man, they wouldn't have done that. But they had something real. And I'm sorry, I kind of got off on a tangent there. But, I don't know. It just kind of came to me because does anyone actually ever think, well, that guy, Yeshua was fake. But there's no way any of the gospel would have survived this long if there wasn't something real there. For any of you who don't believe, really, because I know we all believers, we should know that, already. It's way past. But anyways, excuse me, getting off a tangent. Back to the newsletter. Their experience was the stunning beginning to the eyewitness history contained in the book known as the Acts of the Emissaries, or simply Acts for short. Many have read it, but very few have had the ground of experiential knowledge to actually understand it in its fullness. Lack of comprehension can distort language, though, especially in translation. That's why Bible translators sometimes fall short of conveying the full or true sense of difficult passages in Acts, and even more so in Paul's writings. It's not that translators are necessarily being deliberately deceptive. It may be they simply can't accurately translate advanced concepts that they do not accurately comprehend themselves, so they miss conveying the intended meaning. But I digress. Back to the book of Acts. One thing many have thought is that Acts sets forth a sort of template for the believing community, which it does. That seems simple enough, Do what the emissaries did and you'll get all the results they got. Sounds logical. But as it turns out, it is not that simple. Countless movements and denominations have attempted to pick up that torch from the book of Acts in hopes of carrying it the rest of the way home. Yet, history is littered with the fallen remains of such groups, while even the largest denominations claiming to be the torchbearers of Acts can claim nothing like the experience we find in those hollowed pages. Apparently, none of those were or are seeing the real template in Acts, or if they were and are seeing it, they haven't followed that template. Surely those emissaries of Yeshua could not have imagined that millennia would pass, and yet the work then before them, later recorded in the book of Acts, would still not be completed today. Why have the many generations of believers who have attempted to take up the torch been unable to bring the mission of Acts home to completion? Apparently, reading Acts and doing Acts are two entirely different things. Solving a Rubik's Cube on your own seems simple by comparison. So, with all this failure, perhaps we should just give up on doing Acts. Many have quit trying for exactly that reason. Perhaps that is part of it. Perhaps it is so hard on purpose to weed out those who lack the necessary commitment to Yeshua and to his kingdom. The fact is, keys are needed to unlock the secrets of Acts, and not everyone is given those keys. I will build my assembly, and the gates of Sheol will not prevail against it. I will give to you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will have been bound in heaven, and whatever you release on earth will have been released in heaven. Matthew 16, 18, and 19. Certain religious groups claim to have the keys to which Yeshua spoke, but if they had the keys, they would have the goods. Do they have the Acts experience in any sense? If not, their claims to having the keys are shown to be false. What about us? Can we access the keys needed to open the book of Acts in a real, experiential sense? Should we even dare try? Well, we must try, because Acts encapsulates the mission passed on by Yeshua himself, and there is no other. We must not settle for something less, so that even if we should try and fail, that is better than burying our talent in the ground and accomplishing nothing of value for the kingdom. I don't want to face Yeshua when he comes with the excuse that the mission he left is too hard, so I didn't try. Do you? We must try. Not on our own, though. We must abandon all religious theories that have failed in the past and instead pray that He will release the knowledge and experience of Acts to us as we seek to turn the key to unlock those precious secrets within. Only those keys from Him can open Acts and all it stands for to finally complete Messiah's mission. This is where we stand as we are about to enter into our study of Acts in Zion Academy. This is no mere academic exercise, though, okay? We need to get this. We need to live this. We need the keys to open up all the doors, and we need to walk through every door He opens for us to take us the rest of the way home, even unto the end of the age. Our goal can be nothing less than to finish the work started in the book of Acts. Then we will see Him return, coming with the clouds, even as those emissaries saw Him leave. I can't stress this enough. You need to make this a priority, alright? Overcomers need to join us at the Zion Tabernacle website as we go through Acts. And the links for that will be below. Like I said, it's cheaper than a Netflix subscription and infinitely more valuable to you than doing nothing, watching TV, your hobbies. It's important, okay? As we can see, the world is going in the crapper, and if everything around you right now happening isn't making you get on your spiritual life and focusing on the work, I don't know what will. So join us for the book of Acts. You can watch all those meetings at the website that we have so far, and we'll be doing Acts again next week. So I hope I'll see you there as a fellow student, and I'll see you next week.